everyone, welcome back to another Meet the Members here on the Northern Ireland Business Facebook page. I cannot believe it's Thursday again already. The weeks are totally flying in. I think we might have a bit of like a chopping and changing situation going on tonight. There is like a couple of extra people booked, so we'll see how we get on, and we'll meet our members for tonight. So Stephen, if I can start with you, if you just want to tell us who you are and what it is that you do.
Yeah, thanks, Jordan. Well, my name's Stephen Cousins. We celebrated 18 years in business at the start of December. The company's called Blue Cubes. We have been building websites and website solutions and apps for over 18 years now. So again, very much in a digital background. We concentrate on a few specialist areas. Our areas would be art galleries, car dealers, estate agents, and online auctions, but also general e-commerce websites and anything digital. But that's our main niche areas, and that's where we have seen massive growth. I'm sure, as you can imagine, from the way an art gallery sold painting 18 years ago to the way they sell paintings now. So that's our background.
Thank you so much. I'm Brian.
My name is Brian McGee, and I am an Innovation and Technology Specialist with Southern Regional College. We help small and medium-sized businesses to introduce new technologies into their business, digital technology or engineering or whatever. But my field is IT, and I've been working there for just over 4 years, helping businesses to digitize their work.
Thank you. Michelle?
Hi, Jordan. I am a dentist, and we have, myself and my husband, we have a laser clinic, and we have introduced digital products into our clinic, both clinical and non-clinical. And this year we started with chatbots, which is really conversational marketing, digital conversational marketing. And it's been working really well. And I thought I would like to let people know how you can implement it in basically any business. So that is where we have gone to this year.
Brilliant, thank you. Peter?
Thanks, Jordan. My name is Peter McNichol. I help local businesses and train them how to do social media adverts on Instagram and Facebook in a really straightforward and easy way. And yeah, just teach them how to do it themselves and give them the confidence to do it on an ongoing basis and take out the guesswork.
Thank you very much. And I think we've had a swap in here. Adrian?
Yes, my name's Adrian Kern. I have a number of online businesses and websites in the sort of music and guitar space. We also have a local interest, Southdown local interest website called visitwarrenpoint.com. It's on social media as What's the Point. I also am a part-time lecturer just in SRC and URI, just in digital marketing. So wear a number of hats just on any given day.
Thanks very much. Mark.
Hi, Jordan. It's Mark Barrington here from Barrington Security. We're a family-run business up in sunny Carryduff. For, like I said, 30 years. We sell security products, safes, air tube systems, time attendance systems, and plenty more. And I have a nice wee strap line for my business. I always go with be safe, be sure, be Barrington Secure.
Love it. So guys, most of you there have mentioned some sort of like digital or computer element to your work, which I guess is going to mean that most of you were probably very, very busy over the last number of months whilst we came through lockdown, and I suppose are still experiencing some level of that. Would any of you like to share what your experience has been like this year, sort of working through the pandemic? Have you been busier? Has it been, what have your challenges been? What has the year been like for you all in business? And I'll just leave that open, whoever would like to answer first.
Well, I'll answer this one first with a side project that we have done that was very, very timely, and that is for art galleries. We created an app. It's using augmented reality. So I'm sure even you've seen things like IKEA and stuff now where you can see what the furniture is going to look like in your house. So about 2 years ago, we created an app for art galleries where you can see what a piece of art would look like on your wall. So it's not just, you know, guessing or say it's 36 centimeters by 80 centimeters and think, what would that look like? You can actually hold your phone up and it actually uses the camera on your phone to put it on. So we launched that over in London earlier this year, just literally the week before lockdown. But it was actually so timely because obviously so many of our galleries were about to go into lockdown, and without this app, they would have struggled. So it's actually been really, really timely, but just a great way that we were able to launch that app just before lockdown. And it's now, I checked the stats earlier, it's now been downloaded in, where do I have it, 120 countries across the world. I didn't even know there was that many countries. So,
that's crazy, yeah.
So that's crazy, and some weird countries that I've never even heard of, you know. So yeah, I mean that's a very, very small part of what we do, but it's things like that that really excite me, because after 18 years in business and doing websites, you know, you need something new and something exciting to challenge you. So I've absolutely loved being involved in that.
Brilliant. What's the app called for anyone who might want to download it?
It's called Art Visualizer.
Art Visualizer. Sounds very, very cool. Extremely high tech. I love it. Anyone else want to share any experiences from lockdown and challenges from the year or triumphs?
Can I? Well, Peter, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll share a tough one. I have a product called Review Hub, and we have about 300 businesses across the UK, Ireland, Australia, and USA have it. And I think just during the first part of lockdown, we had about 250 of them people cancelled, and that was just absolutely heartbreaking. So I know there's a lot of people, anyone who has a direct debit sort of based business, just to let them know that it's happening. A lot of us out there, and I know a lot of businesses happened too. But you know, it was a really, really rough time for myself personally. That there, just when that happens, you know, when you build something up and work so hard at it, and it was just, even though everyone thinks digital is all great at the minute, that was just really tough. And it did take about 2 weeks to kind of just pull myself together. But recently I've started to pick back up. Everything opened up again, and we just started to see we had about 2,000 reviews through the site the last week. And I've actually just partnered up now with Be Express. It's a drink tap made by Ewan McKillop. So we partnered up as well. So now we're going to be offering it to businesses as a full package. So any restaurants and bars out there that need to order, need an ordering app to their table, there's Be Express, and then Review Hub offers people to download menus, contactless menus. Also, they can get reviews at the table, leave a review in the business or the restaurant or the pub, and then as well with the COVID track and trace system. So it's like the silver lining off the back of it. But I just thought I'd share something a bit, you know, something that was a bit tough at the time, because I know there's a lot of people out there.
I think a lot of people appreciate hearing something that they can relate to as well, because, you know, we love coming on here being really, really positive and hearing about everyone's successes over the year. But of course, it has been very hard times for a lot of people. So thanks for sharing that. I'm so glad things have turned around for you. It sounds brilliant.
It does actually, and ties in with some of the things that I'm working on with clients. So I might want to talk to you offline about that. I wanted to say that the way that I work is the college offer short interventions with clients to do various things to do with IT in this case. And it has to be innovative, and it has to be novel to the company, and it has to be, you know, have to have certain criteria around it. And what we found at the beginning of the lockdown was that for a little while there was very little real activity, because everyone kind of went, oh my, what am I going to do? But then very quickly, as people started to realize, well, they could work from home, but how could they do that? We started to get inquiries for that. So we sort of pivoted quite a lot of our work into that working from home and providing information from home, this sort of video conferencing stuff, and working with multi-cameras, and how do people actually organize their day and their lives around doing this sort of stuff, and how can they pivot their business into online. And what we then do is we introduce them to a lot of the technologies and then pass them on to people that do them for real. And so we just saw that a lot of the work that we had been doing before was more or less just turned over, and people were like, I'm not at home, how do I do something? And that's what they've ended up doing. So we've been doing AR and VR stuff, a lot of podcasting, a lot of broadcast stuff, that kind of thing, which not really looked at too much before. Done a little bit of AR, but no podcasting, no broadcast, no one-to-one conferencing and stuff like that. And that's been the focus of what we've been doing, and we've been very busy with that over the last while, which has been very good for us. Also, of course, you might be able to see I'm in my attic. We, of course, then moved home and had to learn all this stuff ourselves. So that actually worked out quite nicely. We were able to use our own experiences to help other businesses, which we've done.
That's good. Yeah, I think this year there's been a lot of sort of supply and demand, like people needing sort of new services and new products and new ways to be able to communicate. And then it has been a case for a lot of companies and individuals of sort of learning on the job of that, right, how do we do this? What do people need? How do we attack this? And there's definitely been so many innovative ideas that I've heard of in this group alone this year. It's brilliant. Anybody else?
We have, with our laser clinic, we had to close down, obviously, in March because we have face-to-face treatments. And at the same time, we closed our website down because the old platform wasn't working. So we weren't seeing people face-to-face. Website was down. We stopped our Google ads as well. And then we started thinking, what do we do now? And we have been running Facebook ads before, but then we started with the implementation of the chatbots. And I ran an ad round about May this year, and I was quite surprised to see how many people actually clicked on our ad, considering that the treatment that we do is not essential. And we've been implementing it since then, and we've been able to collect information, we've been able to send information, we've been able to connect with our existing patients, got loads of new patients into the system, and that was with our website down, our landing page down. So you really only need a Facebook page. And that has helped us a lot because obviously when you have a face-to-face business like ourselves and you have these restrictions, you also have to consider patients not being able to come because they might be in a situation of working in a care home and they won't come in, or they have to take care of a family member, so they won't be able to come in. And the nice thing is that we have been very fortunate with our committed patients. They've been able to come in, but the new patients that have been coming through the chatbots on Facebook have been filling the gaps when we were open. So that has helped a lot. And we find it really interesting because a lot of our inquiries actually come in between 11 o'clock at night and 3 o'clock in the morning. And we are not going to stay up to answer those inquiries. But because we have been setting up this conversational marketing and we've added keywords into it, it actually takes the person down the path to eventually make an appointment with us. So it answers all their questions, it gets all the details. So by the time I pick up the phone, I know exactly who I'm speaking to, what their requirements are, and is it actually someone that we can see in our business or whether they need to be referred. But that is just in a clinical situation. You know, this can be implemented for any business, whether it's a cold lead or whether it is a warm market, you know, whether it's e-commerce, real estate. It can really be implemented into any kind of business to support and help and streamline things. So it's been very, very helpful to our business as a clinic, even though we've been closed most of the year.
That's so good, though. I mean, you've certainly made the most of the situation and probably added to your workload for whenever you have to go back.
Yes, we've been, as I say, we've been pretty fortunate, and we are finding more and more ways of how we can actually use the chatbots because it is running 24/7. So it is answering our inquiries without us having to sit there answering everything. So it's really been a great implementation.
Brilliant. I can't keep track of who's spoken now because everyone keeps dancing all around my screen.
Yes, I think
sorry, whoever else hasn't said anything yet.
Yes, sorry, it's Adrian here. Just from my perspective, I've been working on a number of things. Myself personally, I enjoy guitar tuition and teaching guitar students who used to come to my space here just based on Warren Point. And with the onset of the pandemic, that meant I had to seriously address that and change that. So what I've been doing, much what Brian was saying, is utilizing some of the technology to make the online experience of delivering tuition, and this can be expanded out just to anything, not just the learning of an instrument, where it wasn't just a person on the other end getting just a Zoom, just screen just of seeing me. So multi-camera angles, good audio, and also digitizing the whole process. So the person could come in, book, pay, and actually receive their lesson just all online. On the other end of things that we do, we run a virtual Halloween event just on the What's the Point social media channels, because all of the Halloween events, the outdoor stuff had all been cancelled, with nearly up in 6,000 people just had viewed that live on the night, and then just taking a look just at the replays. The other thing I've been exploring just on the e-commerce end of things is this hybrid model that I think is very exciting, and I think this is one of the opportunities that small business really have, competing with the likes of Amazon and the big players. And all of this is the physical product and plus the digital product, and packaging that together. So with, you know, online resources, video courses, you know, just exclusive content that you're able to deliver to the customer, and actually have that all go just as one transaction. So just a very challenging times, I think, for everybody, but also an exciting time just to try and develop new opportunities going forward just on all of those platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've covered sort of the digital end of things, Mark. Obviously your job is sort of probably a bit more practical and hands-on. How have you gotten on? As I suppose you were an essential service throughout lockdown, would that be correct?
Yeah. Well, some of my great customers, like I said, we've been going for 30 years, would be likes of Henderson's and SuperValue Musgrave. Used to be Wine Flour, Wine Martin. So food and drink, that was great for me. If my business had been, you know, just selling to people doing clothing, you know, and sportswear, I would have been in serious trouble. Our business closed down for 3 or 4 weeks, you know, in March, but I was still here floating around. I actually ended up painting the offices, the kitchen, just to keep myself in sanity. So I was painting all the offices for about 3 or 4 weeks. I got a new website that went live there about 4 weeks ago. Sorry, Stephen. You know, I moved to Magento 2 because the existing website I had, Magento 1, as Stephen probably knows, it's not supported anymore and not PCI compliant. So, you know, I've been over the moon actually with my new website. I'm more or less getting a sale, 1 or 2 sales a day, whereas previously before I would have used SEO and I would have spent. I'll give you an example. I won't bore you for too long. I spent about 10 months ago, for 10 months, £14,000, and from the pay-per-click and SEO, I only got a profit of £1,500, which is really poor return. It's only 10%. So I've actually stopped using anybody since last November, and anything that comes in is pure profit. So that's the way I've sort of gone. You know, pay-per-click and SEO for me just didn't work for me. I just think you either have to have tens of thousands of pounds to throw at it, you get the rewards, but if you're only spending £1,000 or £2,000 a month, I just don't think it works out for you. But it depends on what line of business you're in.
Sure, there might be a counter argument or something to that maybe in the group, but I don't want to stir anything up.
No, sorry.
Mark, those are great. I appreciate those figures that you're giving as well. It gives everybody out there watching like the actual numbers that you're spending. Because people, you know, some people out there will spend £100 and think, oh, it's not working, it doesn't work. But it shows you the commitment that you have to put in to actually see if these here platforms work for you. That's really, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And Peter, would you have any tips for anyone who's like quite new to the world of Facebook and social media advertising? Like, what would your best tips be for someone who is using those tools?
Oh yeah, like
a very general question, but just as like
no, it's a brilliant question, because there's still so many local businesses out there that are still worried about advertising digitally. The one I would do would be simply for any business out there. Like, there is a big push out there to support local. But we have to provide local people with information of what we sell. We can't just expect them to know. So the simplest thing they can do is to simply take a photo of themselves or their staff members and simply say, we are this business, we sell this product, price starts from this price, send us a message to learn more. And if they were to boost that there, simply boost it, click the boost button. I know people out there will say never click the boost button, but trust me, they click that boost button and spend £5 per day up to Christmas, they'll definitely see an increase in sales run up to Christmas. It always works because people are on Facebook they engage with local people. If they go on it and they see, everyone posts, a lot of people put stock photography up, things like that. But if you're scrolling through the news feed, you're seeing things like Kim Kardashian, Donald Trump, and all of a sudden you see a local business. You're like, oh, there's Susie from down the road. Oh, she sells this here. Oh, I must get in touch with her. It's the easiest way to get started. And a lot of people say, oh, geez, would I not be doing people's heads in if they're seeing me all the time? It's quite an Irish thing to think. It's like, don't worry about that, because people don't remember what they've seen on social media an hour ago. Never mind what they seen on your advert yesterday or, last week or anything like that there. So it's important to, just to back yourself £5 per day to the end of the month, to Christmas, with a picture of yourself and your staff, and you'll definitely see inquiries come in.
I think you're totally right. I mean, people don't consciously remember what they see, but if you repeatedly see a brand or a person or a business, it does start to register with you that that's like a trustworthy service. This is someone who invests in their business. I think we discussed this a while ago. Like, you do need that long-term plan when it comes to advertising. It's not a case of just going, oh, I spent £20 in that campaign and nothing came of it. It is like a long-term thing.
Great, Jordan. I would definitely say, a lot of people, just to piggyback off Mark's great figures earlier, I would say commit to your testing on a Facebook advert. And remember, Facebook, not everyone knows, but Facebook owns Instagram. So when you do a single picture advert, your advert's going to appear both on Facebook and Instagram. So you're getting both those platforms at one time. So that works. And I would tell people to run that to the end of the Christmas, and then repeat that process for another 90 days in total. And then they'll have a good data understanding of, is it working for them or not? And it will 9 times out of 10. And then just for anyone who's a little bit more advanced than that, 90% of businesses out there aren't doing remarketing. And remarketing is where all the big businesses, and I can see Michelle there nodding her head because she's doing brilliant. 90%, I think about 90% of businesses out there aren't doing remarketing. Now, I know it sounds difficult, it sounds kind of advanced, but it's not really once you kind of watch a few tutorials on it. And what that is if you've all been on Amazon before, and then you leave Amazon, and what happens? It follows you around. Well, that's done with Facebook remarketing, or to go remarketing. But I would say it's really important, if you're not doing that yet, that's your next thing to do. In 2021, you want to nail remarketing, and you should be putting as much creativity into your remarketing campaign as you do into your getting new people to see your business and your virtual, your business post, your adverts. And just finally, I don't want to take up all their space, is that the beauty about remarketing is it's so low cost to run. You can run a remarketing campaign for £1 per day, and you're going to reach the 50 people that were on your website today. So it really suits local businesses. And a template for that would be simply remarket the product you were seeing, and then if you want to get really fancy, remarket a testimonial, or if you want to get even more fancier, remarket a discount code or an award that you want. Keep it nice and simple.
I would follow up with on Peter's comments there. The Facebook's algorithms in terms of the advertising system getting so sophisticated that our skills as media buyers probably aren't as important, just as it continues to get more sophisticated. So Facebook literally will go out there and find the relevant audience, for your product or service. So what I've been trying to focus on is concentrate more on the creative element and trying to stop the scroll, that pattern interrupt where we're all so bombarded just with information. We're also bombarded with social media content that what stands out to us and what stops us in the scroll will catch our attention. And then it's important from that point to map then that further into the compelling message. Once you've stopped somebody in the scroll and they've taken notice, that you have created a compelling message and mapping that into your offer.
Yeah, it's all about being attention grabbing, isn't it? Just stopping people in the scroll, as you say, stop them in their tracks and sort of getting their attention with whatever your message is. I'm aware we're sort of running out of time, and to be completely honest, I had 19 messages in the chat there from Tim, and I can't really keep up with them. So I'm going to invite Tim into the conversation, even though I know there's already loads of us here. I think he wanted to mention something about Christmas Jumper Day. And also I'm just going to let him give a little mention to the market here. So Tim, are you able to jump on? Because you've messaged me too much, I can't keep up.
Hello. Sorry, that was a complete. Sorry, I was moving people around. It was a great sense of power. I could just take people off and put people on, and the most control I've ever had over any human beings in my life. So just to remind everybody, tomorrow is Christmas Jumper Day, and that is, we're doing this for Save the Children. So if you text Jumper to 750 70050 and put a pic up, a silly pic of yourself in a Christmas jumper on the page tomorrow, and hopefully we'll raise a lot of money. It's all going to be used within Northern Ireland. So Save the Children locally are doing this. So it's not as if this is going elsewhere. So there's a lot of young kids and there's a lot of families could do with the help, particularly in the difficulties with COVID. I'm going to get a free guitar lesson. For next week's Meet the Members is me and Adrian are going to have a guitar lesson. That'll be really, and we'll bring you along, Jordan, as a singer. And we want to see you, Jordan, tomorrow with your Christmas jumper on.
Oh, I'll be rocking a Christmas jumper tomorrow.
That's it. And thanks very much to everybody for coming along. It's been really, really informative. The one thing I would say is for all the people who watch this is sometimes we're a bit reticent about software and digital and technology, and it can be a bit fearful. But there's so much stuff out there that can help small businesses, and they really maybe 2021 just be a bit more open-minded. You know, you're not committed to things. I tried a new whiteboard piece of software earlier this week. It's completely free. It's really good for just doing a little brainstorm with myself and writing down ideas. And you know, I get the first 50 Post-its for the board for free. So I'm just playing around with it. So there's a lot of things out there will be very, very exciting and interesting in the new year. So if you guys, sorry, I'm interrupting. If you guys just want to say a final thing, I'll then bring the other two guys back in. I'm going to go now. So Jordan, do you want to do your ask for the wrap up?
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Yeah, guys. So just to wrap up, as always, just want to give you a chance to say like any closing words you want to give, whether that be a way that people can contact you, your website, if there's any like deals or anything that you wanted to sort of give a little plug that you haven't had a chance to. You can work away now, and we'll give everyone sort of a closing statement, as it were.
Can I make a quick plug for the college just before you jump in? Because it's two things actually. One, if any business out there wants to get in touch with the college, it's just come to src.ac.uk or at business at Do Better Business, and any technologies. All of the stuff that you guys have been talking about, any of the stuff that anybody's been talking about, we can help people get started with and get them into it gently. And that way then it leads them into, before they have to go and spend money with people like yourselves, legitimately and correctly. On top of that, we also have a bunch of other things. There's a program called Digital Futures, which helps young people and graduates get started with businesses and helps businesses to get graduates in. So if any business out there needs support or needs help physically in the business, we have graduates. The graduates will come to you for free for 6 weeks. Sorry, 9 weeks? 6 weeks? I can't read this. They get 150 quid a week for being there. You don't have to pay them. And that, I think, is very handy. They are there to do a course on, or they're with us doing a course on IT and data analytics, and they come to you to help your business. And I think that would be extremely valuable to any small business. That's basically it.
Thanks. Yeah, I just wanted to say, yeah, I've been 18 years in business and building websites, but I probably built my most important website in the last few months, and that is that my young daughter in lockdown decided to start a business. She's 17 years old, and obviously she came to her dad to say, well, Dad, you can build my website. So she started hand making soaps, and she's called her business Common Sense. So her website address is commonsense.shop. And yeah, she started making handmade soaps, smell beautiful. And it's just been fantastic to even just see her entrepreneurial skills and just, you know, taking that step out while she's still in school. She's done her A-level mocks last week. And again, through the social media, through the website, not paying for any ads whatsoever so far. And she's had over 100 orders through a website in the last 4 weeks. So, you know, it can be done, and, you know, set up a very simple website with WooCommerce and again, you know, we can help anybody at every level. It's not just the big high-end websites that we do. So yeah, the least I've ever been paid for a website in my entire career, but hopefully it will work well for her. So just wanted to mention that.
Thank you. Will we go with
asking me for my jumper.
Oh, Brian,
he's wanting to show the jumper. I'm a day early, so I'll definitely be texting in and doing that thing for jumper. What's 70050? Like I said, I'm over the moon with my new website, barringtonsecurity.co.uk. I'll do an offer for 10%. So if you go onto my website and put in SafeMan10, you'll get 10% discounts for the next week. And I'm trying to do this Mariah Carey thing at the minute, that all I want for Christmas is a safe. You know,
Brilliant.
So romantic.
Thank you, Mark. Peter, do you want to go next?
I took off all the airtime there. Sorry, everyone. Well, just if anyone out there that who did suffer during lockdown and did have a rough time of it, like, you know, it's all right to talk. Like they always say, it's all right to talk about it. I think it's good to be, you know, there are those tough times and talk about it, because there's so many people out there I've been able to relate to that help me through it. Instead of worrying about next year, I'm just now focusing. A lot of everyone just focusing on the month ahead or the week ahead, so you're not in your own boat. And if anyone's looking, helping their social media, head to my page. Like there's loads of free tutorials there, and like they are long. They're like 47 minutes long, but that's because it tells you exactly step by step what to do. They're not like click. I don't show you 3 minutes and then want you to pay the rest. I just want to help you out. So head over there, and then if you're ever stuck moving forward, let me know.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And we'll go Adrian.
Yes,
while the focus dwindling in numbers.
While the focus has been just on the digital tools, what I would I will fall into the trap, and we all fall into the trap of being mesmerized by the technology and its capability, and sometimes lose focus on what our message is, you know, and we have to get back, I suppose, to the marketing fundamentals of working out who our audience is, working out what problems we can help solve and what goals that we can help attain, and then create that compelling message and offer using the digital channels. Also working out just where people are. One of the big problems we all face is because, you know, we'll see we have to be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, have our own website. And it's just much too hard for small businesses if you're just a small individual or small marketing team to try and handle. So you kind of have to work out where your audience is and just concentrate on that. So on myself, you can find me on www.adriankearns.guitars.com. We're also at visitwarrenpoint.com, and I can post some of the links just in the comments just of this stream as well. So thank you just for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to chat to you. Now we're going to be left with just the girls.
Yes.
Let you have the closing comment.
No, it was really interesting to speak to everybody else this evening as well, to listen to what they were saying. Really, if people wanted to have a chat with me regarding this conversational marketing, they can contact me on my Facebook page. I have 2 different pages, one called Michelle D. Liners, if they wanted to contact me there, and then Let's Chat Bots as well. And it's just something that could be implemented without coding or anything like that. So it's quite easy to do. The opportunities are just great for businesses to tap into it. So, but that's basically it. So, Jordan, I just want to say thank you very much for your time as well, and Tim as well.
Well, thank you so much. I don't know if you're being exited now. Oh, there we go. It's just me. Thank you to everyone who has watched. We'll be back with another Meet the Members next week. And if you're taking part in Christmas Jumper Day tomorrow, have a great time. Thank you very much for watching.